Welcome to History in a Hurry. I'm Professor Malcolm Mazer, and in this episode we will learn about the Battle of the Nile. The Battle of the Nile, fought from August 1st to August 3rd, 1798, was a pivotal naval engagement between the British Royal Navy, commanded by Rear Admiral Horatio Nelson, and the French fleet, led by Vice Admiral François-Paul Drouet de Gallier. The battle took place in Abu Qir Bay, near the Egyptian coast, and resulted in a decisive British victory. It was one of the most significant naval battles of the Napoleonic Wars from 1798 to 1815, and had far-reaching consequences for Napoleon Bonaparte's ambitions in the Middle East and beyond. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte led an ambitious military campaign to Egypt, aiming to expand French influence in the region, disrupt British trade routes to India, and establish a stronghold in the Middle East. His Armée d'Orient, consisting of 35,000 troops, set sail from Toulon, France, in May 1798, accompanied by a formidable naval fleet of 13 ships of the line, 4 frigates, and numerous transport vessels. The expedition successfully landed in Alexandria, and Napoleon quickly advanced inland, winning the Battle of the Pyramids against the Egyptian Mamluks on July 21, 1798. However, the success of the land campaign depended on maintaining French naval superiority in the Mediterranean, as the fleet carried essential supplies and reinforcements. Meanwhile, the British government, recognizing the threat posed by Napoleon's invasion, ordered Rear Admiral Horatio Nelson to track down and destroy the French fleet. After weeks of searching the Mediterranean, Nelson's fleet finally located the French anchored in Abu Qir Bay, east of Alexandria. On the evening of August 1st, 1798, Nelson launched his attack. The French fleet was anchored in a defensive line, with their largest warship, the Orient, positioned in the center. Admiral Drouet had assumed that the shallow waters near the shore would prevent the British from attacking from both sides. However, Nelson's tactical brilliance allowed his fleet to take advantage of the situation. The British divided their forces, with some ships engaging the French from the seaward side, while others maneuvered through shallow waters to attack from the landward side, trapping the French in a devastating crossfire. The battle began at 6:30 p.m., when HMS Goliath, led by Captain Thomas Foley, broke through the French defenses and fired the first shots. This surprise maneuver set the tone for the rest of the engagement. The British ships HMS Zealous, Orion, Theseus, and Audacious followed Goliath's lead, attacking the French from both flanks. The intensity of the battle grew as more British ships joined, overwhelming the French vanguard and center. The French flagship, Orient, commanded by Admiral Drouet, became the focus of British firepower. By 9 p.m., the Orient was ablaze, its masts and rigging engulfed in flames. At 10 p.m., the most dramatic moment of the battle occurred. The Orient exploded in a massive fireball, its magazine ignited by relentless British bombardment. The explosion was so powerful that it temporarily halted the battle, as debris rained down on nearby ships. Admiral Drouet was killed in the blast, and the destruction of the Orient marked the turning point of the battle. By dawn on August 2nd, the British had annihilated the French fleet. Of the 13 French ships of the line, 9 were destroyed or captured, while only 2 ships managed to escape. Nelson's fleet, though victorious, suffered significant casualties, with 218 killed and 678 wounded. The French losses were far greater, with over 1,700 dead, thousands captured, and the effective destruction of Napoleon's naval presence in Egypt. The Battle of the Nile had profound consequences for both Britain and France. Nelson's victory cut off Napoleon's army from reinforcements and supplies, stranding his forces in Egypt. Without naval support, Napoleon's dreams of expanding his empire into the Middle East and India were shattered. By 1801, after failed campaigns in Syria and a deteriorating situation in Egypt, Napoleon's forces were forced to surrender and withdraw. For Britain, the battle cemented Horatio Nelson's reputation as a naval hero. His strategic genius and bold tactics made him a national icon, and the victory at the Nile reinforced British dominance of the seas. The destruction of the French fleet also strengthened Britain's alliances, encouraging the Ottoman Empire, Austria, and Russia to join forces against France in the Second Coalition from 1798 to 1802. The battle also had political implications. News of the disaster in Egypt weakened Napoleon's standing in France, though he later used propaganda to downplay the defeat. Nonetheless, by 1799, Napoleon abandoned his army in Egypt and returned to France, where he staged a coup d'etat, becoming first consul and eventually emperor in 1804. The Battle of the Nile remains one of the most significant naval battles in history. It demonstrated the importance of naval supremacy in global conflicts and highlighted Nelson's ability to outthink and outmaneuver superior enemy forces. The victory ensured that Britain would maintain control over the Mediterranean and safeguarded its trade routes to India and the East. Today, the battle is remembered as a masterpiece of naval warfare, showcasing the effectiveness of bold tactics and decisive leadership. It also serves as a reminder of the strategic importance of controlling the seas, a lesson that would shape naval conflicts for the rest of the Napoleonic Wars and beyond. Thanks for racing through history with us on History in a Hurry. If you enjoyed today's quick dive into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a fast-paced trip through time. Please reply in the comments with ideas for our next history lesson. See you in the next one.